After the proposal is the next step on your love story, bringing your fiancé to the United States through K-1 or Fiancé visa. The K-1 or Fiancé visa is a non-immigrant visa issued by the Department of State consular officer to the foreign national fiancé of a U.S. citizen. This visa permits the foreign national to travel to the United States to finally join the U.S. citizen petitioner and marry within 90 days upon arrival and process to become a lawful legal resident after getting married. In preparation for your application, you should start gathering all the necessary documents to support your petition. Along with the documentary requirements, payment of filing fees is required by the United States Citizenship and Immigration Service or USCIS and the National Visa Center or the NVC. Payment of the correct filing fee is required for many immigration forms. If you do not submit the correct fee, USCIS or NVC will reject your form. Aside from the mandatory filing fees, there are other incidental costs involved in the process, like medical examination fees and other expenses related to your visa application. The good news is, these fees and other expenses are paid during the different stages of your application. It is not a one-time pay-all thing. In this video, you will be provided with a breakdown of the costs, to give you an idea how much money you need to prepare. Before jumping into the costs, it would be helpful to know how the entire K-1 Fiancé visa process looks like, as this will be you and your fiancé's journey in the upcoming months. The K-1 visa process starts with you, the U.S. citizen petitioner. Once you decided to take this route, you start gathering all the documentary requirements related to your K-1 visa application. You will need to complete USCIS Form I-129F, otherwise known as the Petition for Alien Fiancé. When you assembled your K-1 visa application and everything is in order, you send it to the appropriate USCIS service center. If you properly filed Form I-129F, Petition for Alien Fiancé, USCIS will initially respond by mailing you a receipt notice that confirms receipt of your petition, formally known as Form I-797C or Notice of Action. If you filed Form G-1145, otherwise known as E-Notification of Application or Petition, you will receive an email or text from USCIS informing you that your application was received. If you did not submit G-1145 form with your application, do not worry. You will still receive a notification in the mail. Your application will be reviewed by USCIS. All applications are processed according to the order they were received. There is a separate video in this channel regarding USCIS processing times. Once USCIS approves your application, they will send your case to the National Visa Center for processing. The National Visa Center or NVC is part of the U.S. Department of State's Bureau of Consular Affairs. NVC serves a clerical function in processing immigrant visa applications. A large part of NVC's work is making sure applicants have gathered these documents and filled out the required forms before their visa interview. After receiving your approved petition from U.S. Citizenship and Immigration Services, NVC will create your visa case and enter the data from your petition into the system. NVC works with you on your visa application package. You will receive instructions from NVC on the next steps. After NVC receives all the requested paperwork for your visa application package, it will administratively review them. NVC reviews all documents simultaneously to avoid sending a false checklist that would ask an applicant to send a document that has already been mailed. That's why it's important to send all documents to NVC in one package. This review takes place only after the fees, the DS-160, and both civil and financial documents are received. NVC's role is to ensure that the minimum paperwork required by the consular officer is received and properly filled out. That way, when your visa application is sent overseas to a U.S. embassy, it is ready to be considered during your interview. In preparing for the interview, applicants will need to schedule and complete a medical examination. Before the issuance of an immigrant or K visa, every applicant, regardless of age, must undergo a medical examination which must be performed by an authorized panel physician. You will be provided instructions regarding medical examinations from the U.S. Embassy or consulate where you will apply for your visa, including information on authorized panel physicians. NVC provides applicants with interview instructions. During the interview, the consular officer will determine whether your fiancé qualifies for a K-1 visa. If the consular officer finds the relationship bona fide and all the documentary requirements in place, your application will be approved and a K-1 visa is issued. Now, how much does the entire process will cost you? Here's a breakdown of how much money you need to prepare for the entire process. Please note that all government fees indicated are as of February 2022. Prior to arrival to the United States, here are the following government filing fees involved. Filing fee for Form I-129F is $535. This may be paid through money order, cashier's check, or personal check. If paying by check, make check payable to the U.S. Department of Homeland Security. The filing fee is not refundable, regardless of any action USCIS takes on your petition. Do not mail cash. You must submit all fees in the exact amounts. If you send USCIS a check, USCIS will convert it into an electronic funds transfer or EFT. This means they will copy your check and use the account information on it to electronically debit your account for the amount of the check. The debit from your account will usually take 24 hours and your bank will show it on your regular account statement. You will not receive your original check back. USCIS will destroy your original check, but will keep a copy of it. If USCIS cannot process the EFT for technical reasons, you authorize them to process the copy in place of your original check. If your check is returned as unpayable, USCIS will resubmit the payment to the financial institution one time. If the check is returned as unpayable a second time, USCIS will reject your petition and charge you a return check fee. Once the Form I-129F is approved, the engaged partner of the U.S. citizen is required to do a medical examination. The medical examination must be performed by an approved panel physician. The cost for medical examination varies from $100 to $500. The non-immigrant visa application processing fee is $265. This filing fee is paid during the completion of Form DS-160. Aside from the mandatory government filing fees, there are some incidental expenses to expect, which are the following. Vaccinations. K-visa applicants are encouraged to get the vaccinations required under U.S. immigration law for immigrant visa applicants. Although such vaccinations are not required for K-visa issuance, they will be required when adjusting status to that of legal permanent resident following your marriage. Applicants are therefore encouraged to fulfill these vaccination requirements at the time of the medical examination. Translation services fees. USCIS requires a certified translation for any non-English documents to accept them as part of the application. The most common documents submitted to USCIS include vital certificates such as birth, marriage, and divorce certificates, affidavits, transcripts, and passports. The cost of services of a certified translator varies with an average price of 10 cents per word in US dollars. The translation of a standard page costs $25, considering an average of 250 words per page, or 1,500 characters including spaces. Document fees. Original copies of some documents are required during the K-1 visa interview. In obtaining these documents from government agencies, generally there are fees charged for issuing certain official documents. Professional photography fees. To ensure that photographs required for identity and background checks are according to USCIS standards, it is advisable to submit photos taken by a professional photographer. Please note this does not include the photo evidence of you and your fiancé together. These are the photos required for the USCIS forms. Travel expenses. Set aside funds for your fiancé's travel expenses when attending the medical examination or interview. Also allocate funds to pay for travel expenses in obtaining official documents from government agencies. Shipping costs. At different stages of the K-1 visa application process, you will pay for postage and mailing of your application and supporting documents. It is advisable to mail all your documents with a tracking number. After arrival of your fiancé in the United States, here are the following costs. To stay in the U.S. after your fiancé's K-1 visa expires, you must get married within that 90-day period and file for an adjustment of status to permanent resident. You should begin the process of adjusting your fiancé's status and obtaining a green card as soon as you get married. The foreign national must file Form I-485, application to register permanent residence or adjust status, as soon as possible to remain in status. The USCIS fee for the application plus biometrics runs $1,225. In summary, this is how it looks like. Prior to arrival to the United States, the mandatory filing fees totals to around $1,000. This is an estimated cost since the medical examination fee varies from post to post. After arrival in the United States, the cost to adjust status and be a legal resident is $1,225. The grand total for mandatory filing fees is estimated to be around $2,225 paid at different stages in the visa process. Keep in mind some incidental expenses to include: vaccinations, travel expenses, translation fees, professional photography fee, shipping costs, and document fees. Here in the K-1 visa process map, it shows which stage payment of mandatory filing fee is needed. I hope you find this video helpful. Please subscribe, like, comment and share for more videos. Please check out some other helpful videos in this channel for your application. Good luck on your visa journey.